The Whole Foodie Festival is on at Whole Foods Market through October 3rd. Save on hundreds of culinary favorites like delectable cheeses, crackers, charcuterie, olives, and chocolates for that perfectly elevated snack board. Class up the party even more with short ribs, caviar, and produce on sale. And save on a huge selection of wine, including those made with organically grown grapes, starting at $6.99. Check out the Whole Foodie Festival today. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Today on CityCast Philly, we're bringing you the third installment of our fall getaway series. And make sure you check out our first two episodes if you missed them. We're wrapping up the series by talking with a Philly wine expert about the best day and weekend trips you can take to regional wineries this fall. It's Thursday, September 21st. I'm Trinae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. Arindam Basu, you're a wine educator at the Wine and Spirit Education Trust, the largest global provider of beverage certifications. And you also host wine tastings in the city. I know you love wine, but I'm curious, is fall a good time to go to a winery?
Absolutely. I mean, for that matter, for me, anytime is a good time to visit a winery because every season has its own nuances at a winery and a vineyard. So everything has something to offer from the winemaker, winery, vineyard perspective. But back to your point of fall, yes, because it's nice outside. It's not too hot, not too cold. Most of the vineyards around here, you can sit on the side of the vineyard, enjoy a glass or a bottle with some small bites and just have a good time. And most of them also have music. So if you go
live music.
Live music.
That's a plus.
Yeah, exactly. So that works for me.
Right. Now, generally speaking, what kinds of wines are we going to find in our region this season? What should we look out for?
Most of the wineries make a broad range of wines, most. And usually you always have some rosés or blush. There are sweeter sides like Moscatos. And then there are some experimental stuff with like light reds or like semi-sweet reds. And then you have the bold reds like Cab Franc, Cab Sauv, Merlots. But given its Pennsylvania, New Jersey area, we also are big on hybrids. So two of the hybrid grapes, one is the Vidal Blanc, which usually it's a white grape, and the other one is Chambourcin, which is a red grape or a black grape.
All right, these sound good. Okay, Rindam, let's go on a day trip. Take me to a couple of your favorite wineries in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's a huge list. Well, I'll try to shorten it. If you are kind of in the center city, central Philly area, I think a day trip to Pennswoods and Chatsford, which are in the Delaware County, like right on 202.
Mm-hmm. Those are about 45 to 50 minutes away.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they are really, really good wineries to spend a day there. I mean, Pennswoods are open pretty much every day of the week. Chatsford definitely has food trucks, has live music. They have a lot of events at the winery, especially on the weekends. And Pennswoods does throughout the year, there are different events based on the season. Like even there are like derby shows in their vineyard. But also there is a really nice winery in Amler, Bluebell area called Caramore Estate.
What are they known for?
So they don't have a lot of different varieties, but they do the classic ones like Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc in the whites. I like them because they are one of the few wineries, as far as I know, 2 or 3 wineries in this area, which does a single varietal Petit Verdot. Petit Verdot is a red grape, which is used in Bordeaux blends, and it gives a nice body and a little bit of alcohol to boost the overall structure of the wine. They make that as well as a very good Cab Franc. And they have a nice tasting room area. They do vineyard tours. And there are quite a few restaurants around the winery where you can just snag a bottle from Caramore, go over there as a BYOB and enjoy a dinner and their wines.
Arindam, what's the etiquette when you go to a winery? paint the picture of what we can expect when we go to a winery?
Depending on the winery, things vary a little bit. Especially, first of all, if you are going on a weekend, please, please, please make sure to call them and reserve, because weekends, especially in the fall, get real busy, like really busy.
Okay.
So just call ahead and say that, hey, we are 5 of us coming down. Is it okay? We can get a table outside and just sit and just grab some bottles. And also, depending on the winery, please check out if you're going to take your pets, essentially dogs or kids, because some of them allow in a limited area, some of them don't allow at all. So when you pull in the parking lot, usually they expect you to walk up to the tasting room. And as I said, everyone does things a little differently. So listen to them. Some of them allow you to sit outside and have your own food and buy bottles. Some of them don't, or most of them don't, because they have food. And then they usually give you a list of, this is a tasting flight. Most places allow you to swap one wine or the other. And then they will give you a list by the glass. And then obviously the whole menu is there for you to buy bottles. And all of them do wine club membership, and the pricing of wine clubs vary. You will definitely get a spiel of that. And then you can taste the wines and decide if you want to become a member or not. That's entirely up to your discretion.
The Whole Foodie Festival is on at Whole Foods Market through October 3rd. Save on hundreds of culinary favorites like delectable cheeses, crackers, charcuterie, olives, and chocolates for that perfectly elevated snack board. Class up the party even more with short ribs, caviar, and produce on sale. And save on a huge selection of wine, including those made with organically grown grapes, starting at $6.99. Check out the Whole Foodie Festival today. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
This episode is brought to you by Certified Piedmontese Beef. Listen up, foodies. Make your next meal even better with real Nebraska beef. They have healthy, tender, delicious Italian heritage beef, grass-fed and sustainably raised on lush pastures in the Midwest. You can even create your own personally curated meat box that's shipped right to your door. To get 2 free steaks with any purchase over $50, use the code FREEBEEF at checkout. Learn more and shop exclusively at cpbeef.com.
I know our neighbors in New Jersey have beautiful wineries too. Where would you recommend we should try?
So New Jersey is kind of like, there are some in South Jersey, but then there are some if you take a little bit more of a hike, like an hour-ish plus minus. So I'll just talk about first the ones which are kind of nearby. There is one winery which I really like, is the William Heritage Winery. They have a tasting room in Haddonfield where they serve a little bit small bites, and they have a whole different flights of their wines. And their winery is in Mullica Hill. So it's kind of each, whether you go to Haddonfield or go to the winery, both are like 45, 50 minutes, I guess, depending on the traffic on the bridge. And the winery at Mullica Hill, the vineyards are really beautiful. And most of the times they'll let you walk around the vineyards, and it's a nice setting, nice, gorgeous. If it's a beautiful day, you should definitely go there. The other one, which is a little further from Philly, is Stokeland. And I have to mention Stokeland because my friend is the winemaker there. They are new. It's a huge place, huge property. They have an indoor seating area. They have an outdoor seating area. And they have a really nice spread of food, like food, not like crackers and cheese and things like that. And the other one, which I really like their wines and their website, honestly, is Auburn Road. And Auburn Road is like around maybe 50 minutes to an hour from Philly. And they also make a really huge array of wines, but it's a nice place to go, nice place to hang out, try different wines. Like if you go with a group of people, some people like sweet, some people like dry, some people don't drink red, some people don't drink white. So I think Auburn Road is one of the few, along with probably Pennswoods also and Chadsford, where you have this whole spectrum of wine lovers being catered to.
Where are some good places to get some food while we're doing our wine tastings?
So all the wineries have small, like cheese and crackers, they have small bites. But nowadays, like with the microbreweries, as you have seen, most of the places are welcoming food trucks, especially on the weekends. So you have the food trucks, so like Chatsford, Wayvine, and it's really nice to kind of support them. But also, a lot of places allow you to bring a little bit of food and have it, but you cannot take it into the tasting room. It has to be outside and things like that. So everyone has food options. Some of them have a full-fledged sort of restaurant, like they serve pizzas, they serve burgers. And some places are more small bites and nibbles as such. Penswoods, depending on the season and what they're doing that weekend, they really have a good cheese and meat spread. But they have cupcakes, they have chocolate pairings, and things like that.
Arindam, what about William Heritage? Do they have food?
Yes. So depending on where you go. So the tasting room in Haddonfield, they have small bites like cheese and crackers and charcuterie. But their main winery in Mullica Hill, they have, well, they say light bites, but I think it's pretty filling if you have a flatbread, different flatbreads and things like that, and bakery and stuff. So that's how most of the wineries are now kind of leading towards, is like small bites was a thing even 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's just cheese and crackers, cheese and crackers. But now most of them seem to cater for a little more food. It makes sense that you also have some food to soak up that alcohol.
Arindam, you gave us great ideas for day trips, but are there wineries close in our area if we want to make this a whole weekend?
I have done that, so I can definitely say yes for that question. So for PA, if you go to the Chester County side, definitely one of my big time favorites is Vala. It's a small winery run by an Italian person, Anthony. He does an amazing, amazing job of producing small cases of boutique wines. It's in Avondale, which is kind of 15 minutes from Kennett Square, I think. And then around there, you have the Vox Venetti and Wayvine. And there is another one called 1723 Vineyard. So all of them are kind of cluster around that area of Chester County. And if you want to just rent an Airbnb around Kennett Square, that's a great way of visiting these wineries. By the way, Vox Venetti, they are only open their tasting room on the weekends, and you have to make an appointment. So plan that. I mean, that's a great day or overnight trip, weekend trip for you to take. Try some wines, and it's a mushroom country.
Mushrooms. There's also something called a Pennsylvania wine trail. What is that? And is that good for a weekend trip?
Yes, actually, Pennsylvania Wine Trail is the PA Wine Society's website, and that is really, really amazing. It has categories of wineries, or wineries have been clustered according to the area, like Lehigh Valley, Bucks County, Brandywine Valley, and things like that. So if you plan to go to a part of Pennsylvania and you want to check out wineries around there when you are there, it's a very good starting point to curate wineries in a particular area of Pennsylvania.
And before we head out, where can we do a weekend trip in New Jersey?
So in Jersey, there are a couple of wineries which are around like an hour-ish, hour and 15 minutes from like Philly. And I would throw in 3 places I would recommend. And they are a little different in what they do and their way of operating the winery. One is White Horse in Hamilton. They have some really good, unique varieties they do. Then there is Amathea Cellars in Atco and Valenzano in Shamong, New Jersey. So Valenzano and Amathea Cellars are kind of nearby, 20 minutes from each other. And it can be a really nice overnight trip for covering these 3 wineries. All 3 have food, but they do different things on weekends, and they have a wide variety of wines to choose from, especially Valenzano, because they do a lot of different wine bottlings. It's a lot.
All right, well, we have a lot of options to try this fall. Arindam Vasu, wine educator at the Wine and Spirit Education Trust. Thank you so much for all of these recommendations.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me. This was great.
We'll have a list of all of Arindam's recommendations in our show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode about wineries to visit this fall, tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the Friday News Roundup. Bye.